feel amazing and even sing better after drinking this magical tea recipe I'm about to share with you today. Hi divas! Today I'm going to be talking to you about a tea, my magical tea. I call it magical because that's exactly what it is to me. I have found so many benefits to drinking this special tea that I have been making for pretty much years now. I am going to show you today how easy it is to make. But first up, let's talk about some of the benefits of tea. Now, if you're not really a tea drinker, there are of course alternatives to this practice that we're going to do today. I call it a practice because there are a lot more benefits than just drinking the actual tea with what we're going to talk about here today. So in general, with natural teas or herbal teas, they are by nature caffeine free, detoxing, have lots of different benefits. They can be calming and relaxing. If you want a full list of different teas and the benefits, of course, Google is our best friend. So you can always just go onto Google and check in detail. Maybe you have a specific tea that you like drinking, that you've already been drinking, and you want to see what other benefits it has. This is a great way to actually check out what good stuff you've been doing for your body. Hopefully no bad stuff. There's some bad teas out there too. So to give you a few examples, in general, teas will be known for certain properties. Like chamomile, for example, is a very well-known type of tea, known for its relaxation properties, helps you sleep better. Then you have your general green tea, which is known for its detoxing benefits, its weight loss benefits. And you may have heard of red bush tea or rooibos tea, what we are familiar with calling it here in South Africa. Rooibos actually meaning red bush in the Afrikaans language, which is one of the main languages spoken up till today in South Africa. Now, red bush tea or rooibos tea as we commonly call it is one of my personal favorites, and I like to use this as the base for my magical tea. However, feel free to substitute what you might feel is nice according to your tastes or nice according to the benefits of the tea, maybe something you've been trying and really enjoying. So I love rooibos tea because of the variety of benefits that it has. It's very easy on the palate. Well, some people would disagree. To me, I find once you get used to it, it's very, very delicious, combined with different things that you add to it. So it's perfect to use as a base. It's also high in antioxidants and has great relaxation properties. Now, there are many alternatives we can use for this practice that we're going to be doing today with our magical tea. But before we go on to those alternatives and then where I show you the actual recipe for my magical tea, I have to just tell you a funny story. So this is how I was first introduced to rooibos tea. My mom actually started drinking this years ago, and I was fascinated because it didn't come in like the regular tea bag that you see. You know, you take a tea bag, you put it in your cup or your mug and dunk it in the water. It was the actual stuff that's inside the tea bag, which you would buy in a box. You would have to go through this process of actually putting that into a vessel, pouring over the boiling water and allowing it to brew for a couple of minutes before you could then actually strain it and add in your sweetener or whatever else. So it was such a process, like you actually look forward to this tea so much because of everything that you had to put into it. So anyway, I started drinking this stuff because I saw my mom had bought some, tried it, and she was really enjoying it. The first time I decided to make myself a cup of rooibos tea. It took a while, but it was so relaxing. I almost felt like I was a bit high, and I was like, oh my goodness. Mind you, I was just a teenager and I had never tried any drugs, but I just thought like this stuff is amazing. I am going to keep drinking this. From that day forward, after being this little high teenager, oh, by the way, I never got that huge effect again. It was still relaxing and still felt really nice. I'd make sure to have a cup every day, but I never got that like huge kind of high effect again. But yeah, from that day, I became a rooibos drinker. Pretty much almost every single day, I would drink rooibos from then on because of how amazing and relaxed I felt when I drank it. Side note, my dad gets a whiff of me brewing this tea in the kitchen and he actually thinks it's something like a drug. He wants to know, what are you making? Is it ganja? Back then, that's another word that the older folk would use for what we would just call like your typical weed, also known as zol in South Africa. Other names are just like cannabis or your general marijuana. I had never done any of this at that age, so I had no idea what he was referring to, but my dad obviously thought it smelled something like that. In general, when people first smell rooibos, they might be a bit put off, but honestly, I really don't think it's that bad. Once you get to taste it and enjoy it, the smell is something you pretty much become immune to. Now, back to the alternatives. If you're not a tea drinker, maybe you don't like tea in general, you could also, maybe you're a coffee drinker, you could do the mindfulness exercise part of this magical tea recipe as well, and you could still receive the benefits of feeling more relaxed and focused, even if you're not specifically drinking this particular tea. Maybe you even prefer a simple lemon water. From time to time, I also enjoy that. Just the hot water with lemon and a splash of honey and organic coconut oil maybe. Depending on your tastes, you could opt for something like that. Or maybe you're not even a coffee or tea drinker and you prefer cold beverages. By all means, you can go ahead and make yourself that iced tea or iced coffee. This particular recipe that I'm going to share is great for even putting into the fridge overnight. You can make it ahead of time and have it as an iced tea if you prefer. Especially in places where maybe your climate is hotter, or maybe you just are not a fan of having hot beverages, you could opt for these different choices. In general though, when it comes to your singing, if you're going to be doing a performance, or maybe you're even going to be doing a speech and speaking in front of people, you want to try and stick to warm drinks then. The reason being is because cold drinks tend to close up the vocals and close up the chest area, whereas warm drinks have the opposite effect. The warm drinks will help to open up the vocals, open up the chest area, and make you feel more relaxed. So it's easier to project your voice, and your voice will actually sound clearer and better. Almost like the warm drinks and the heat or the warmth from these drinks help to warm up your vocals on some level as well. Now, part of what makes this tea so magical is the mindfulness aspect to the practice of making this tea. You want to make the tea really slowly. This isn't something that's going to be rushed. I know in general we're all always in a hurry. You know, you want that quick cup of tea, you'll be switching the kettle on quickly, throwing the stuff in together and dunking that water, grabbing your cup, getting onto whatever you need to do. This is not one of those times. This is where you carve out specifically 5 to 15 minutes to make, sip on, and enjoy your tea as a mindfulness practice. You really want to be present in that moment. Look at the water, observe it coming out of the kettle. Admire the sugar or the sweetener as you pour it into the cup. These are the kinds of things that help you stay present and grounded in that moment. This is part of what makes this tea so magical. Now, what you can expect from this are physical benefits like your actual vocals and throat area feeling nice and soothed. You'll even feel relaxed as well, depending on the tea you're drinking. Mentally, you're going to feel relaxed because this is also a kind of mindfulness and meditation almost practice by making the tea. And thirdly, you're also going to enjoy some benefits with your singing because, as I've just mentioned, it helps to open up the vocals area. Now, before we get into my kitchen, just a quick one. I have put together an amazing online course called Learn How to Sing. Vocal training that takes you through from beginner, intermediate, right up to the advanced levels. So it's something suitable for anyone, no matter which point of your singing journey you are on. I have put a lot of heart and soul into this project, so I hope you will enjoy it, and I know that if you do the course, you will receive so many benefits. You're going to really transform your vocals and build your self-esteem. So this course is not something that just helps you on a mental and a vocal level, but this course is something that can actually help you in your day-to-day activities. I'm talking about having that confidence, building that confidence in yourself so you are able to go out and ask for that job opportunity, or maybe start that business you've been dreaming of, even asking out that person you are interested in, that dating prospect. Who knows? The sky is the limit. But at the end of the day, building your own confidence is going to be the key in helping you to achieve those things. So I'm going to leave all that information in the description box below. Be sure to check it out, and I just know you're going to love it. Now, without further ado, let's get into my kitchen and make some magical tea. Okay, so here we are in my kitchen. I'm filming with one hand and trying to do everything else with the other, so bear with me. This is what the Rooibos tea bag looks like. I'm going to just pop it into my cup. Okay, and let's get some brown sugar. I think I'm just going to go with about 2 today. Okay, and then remember, this whole process is supposed to be mindful. I'm going to slowly pour in my water, and wow, just look at that steam. Going to top that up, and let's give it a stir. Let it brew, and look how beautiful that golden color is. I'm going to add in a little bit of lemon, and we're going to keep stirring. this is all part of the mindfulness practice. I'm going to open the lid on some organic coconut oil, and I'm just putting in like a little smidge. You can see it's already starting to melt up. A lot of people find this gross, adding coconut oil to tea. I also thought it was pretty gross until I tried it myself, and it's actually quite nice. And there you go. A lovely cup of magical tea. Ta-da! Enjoy! So how did your tea go? Did you try the exact recipe that I've just shown you for the magical tea? Or do you have another one that you've tried? Did you like the taste of this one? Or do you have a different beverage that you've just tried the mindfulness aspect of with doing this magical tea practice or exercise? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe if you even have some other recipes that you find really tasty or really beneficial, you can share them with us in the comments, and hey, we can all have an extra cup of tea or coffee or lemonade or whatever is your favorite beverage that you share with us. You know what I mean. Leave me some comments. Now, if you've been following along from my previous videos and doing the actual exercises, you would have been doing a lot of preparation and a lot of work on your vocals. Not only just your physical vocals, but even mentally. We've been working on our confidence, our self-esteem, our negative internal dialogues, and all that stuff. Now it's time to actually showcase some of your skills, your talents, the things that you have been learning and putting so much diligent work into. In my next video, I'm going to be going over some nursery rhymes, so join me and let's sing along. The great thing about nursery rhymes is they are simple, basic, very well known and very familiar to most people, which makes it even easier. But if you're on a further advanced level compared to beginners, you can also take the nursery rhymes and sing them at that more advanced level. So nursery rhymes are very flexible, which I love. And it's going to be fun. So I will see you there in that next video where we can all join in, sing along together, and really have some fun with our singing voices. Until then, my beautiful divas, stay awesome.